Hello, all. Welcome to a Wednesday afternoon edition of Flames Nation Live, following one hell of a hockey game on Tuesday in Nashville. How you like that? If that's a potential first-round playoff preview. Mike in first today. Josh in next. Get your comments and questions ready on the live chat. My name is Pat Steinberg from Flames Talk and Sportsnet 960 The Fan. Hopefully you're having a wonderful Wednesday. We got a ton to talk about, a ton to get to on today's program. Flames Nation Live, brought to you by our friends at DoorDash. As always, getting closer to the playoffs. If you're staying in to watch postseason Flames hockey this year, the only way to go is DoorDash for dinner, DoorDash for snacks, whatever the case may be. Or if you're going to the bar, watching at a pub, DoorDash yourself a late night snack after the fact. Whatever the case may be, go download the app, create the account, use the promo code FNLiveDD. Flames Nation Live brought to you by DoorDash. How much fun was last night? The Flames score with less than a second remaining. Matthew Tkachuk, public enemy number one in Nashville. He ties the game. David Riddick lets in an absolutely brutal goal in overtime. Preds still clinch a playoff spot, and now the question is, who are the Flames going to play in round number one? Was Tuesday night a first-round playoff preview, or did that lost point from Nashville not being able to close out that game in regulation, does that open the door for the Dallas Stars to get in and be the number one wild card seed? It's going to be fascinating to see how things go. But listen to this. How about Matthew Tkachuk and Milan Lucic, who were both huge parts of the win last night, talking post-game. Listen to Luch and listen to Matthew about that game and how fun it was in Nashville on Tuesday night.
Everyone that was here and watched on TV got their money's worth, and I got to say, out of put over 1,000 games now, that's probably top 5 games that I've been a part of, with the goals, the hits, the fights, the motion, crowd. So it was a great game to be a part of.
Matthew, I'm not sure where it ranks in your books, but maybe just your perspective on what you just went through.
Yeah, just I said a little bit after. Out of all, like, just the rink was awesome. Like the atmosphere was great. You couldn't really hear for a lot of parts of the game. That made it very special and very fun. Back and forth, and ultimately haven't beaten these guys this year. So, if we do run into them, it's nice to have the confidence that we can beat them. So, I thought all in all that game did a lot for us.
So let's be honest, Flames fans. That's Matthew and Milan from Tuesday after the win. Be honest with me. Who do you want to see the Flames play in round number one of the playoffs? Who do you want to see the Flames go up against? Do you want to see them go up against the Nashville Predators and have that unbelievable game last night be a preview of what we might see in 4 to 7 games? Or do you want to see them take on the Dallas Stars? We'll get to that in just a second. Get your questions and comments in on the live chat. I'll give you my take in just a second as well, because I've thought about it a little bit. But before we do that, after lighting the lamp and after watching some playoff hockey, hit the showers with the all-in-one skin and hair care kit that covers you from head to toe, literally. Manscaped is trusted below the waist. Now trust them with the rest. Join the 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped by going to manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping with the code FLAMES. So go get yourself nice and groomed. Are you doing a playoff beard for the playoffs? Playoff beard for the playoffs? Where else would you do it? Are you doing a beard for the playoffs? Well, you got to get yourself clean shaven first. You got to shave as soon as the regular season is done, and then you can start growing that beard. And there's no rules against grooming the beard and making it look good. You don't have to look like Joe Thornton, but if you are going to grow the beard, you might as well get yourself all clean shaven with Manscaped. And if you're going to trim it during the playoffs, hopefully on a long run, use Manscaped to get it all trimmed, plus the rest of your body if you want to be nice and groomed. Once again, go to manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping. Just use the code FLAMES at manscaped.com. Okay, to the live chat we go. First of all, let me tell you this. and I'll start it with Dylan's message. If Saros is really hurt, Nashville is in trouble. And here's the latest on UC Saros, who left the game. Who knows if Calgary even wins that hockey game, gets a single point out of it if Saros doesn't stay in. Saros is a significantly better goalie. No disrespect to Big Save Dave, but Saros is a significantly better goalie than David Riddick is. So who knows if the Flames even get 2 points, let alone 1 point out of that game last night if Saros doesn't get hurt. If Saros is hurt and it's David Riddick, I mean, I don't know how you can't say that Nashville isn't the best first-round opponent. We know that Saros is going, as I was saying, the latest on UC Saros, he's going to be out the next 2 games. Preds have 2 games to go, and Saros is not going to play in those. Beyond that, we have no idea. We don't know what the injury is. We don't know how the hell he just even sustained the injury. All we know is that he's not playing in the final 2 regular season games, and beyond that, up in the air. Maybe he's ready for Game 1. Maybe Dave Riddick starts in Game 1. I honestly do not know, and nobody does at this point. But if he's not ready to go, and if it ain't Saros in the playoffs, then you have to say that they're the better matchup. However, if Saros is 100%, and I kind of hope he is, because that kind of takes away from the luster of the whole thing, but if Saros is good to go, I think Nashville scares me a little bit more than Dallas does. I think Calgary's had more success against the Stars this year. They've played their game better against the Stars this year, and I understand that the regular season only matters so much, and regular season success doesn't really indicate what's going to happen in the playoffs. But just looking at the way they match up, looking at the teams, Nashville scares me a little bit more than Dallas. But as I've said many times, as I wrote at FlamesNation on Monday, doesn't really matter who they play in that they got to win. They have got to win their first round series. If it's Dallas or Nashville, those are the only 2 teams it could be. You got to win. And as of right now, with Riddick going down, with Saros going down and Riddick and Ingram being the goalies for Nashville in their final 2 games, and you take a look at Dallas' schedule and Nashville's schedule, and Dallas still has to clinch a playoff spot, and Nashville already has, I wonder if Dallas isn't in the driver's seat just looking at things to get that number 1 wild card. I know the different models. Money Puck has one thing. Dom at The Athletic has another thing. Different models have different ways of looking at it, but I would say 50-50 is what we're looking at, Calgary playing Dallas or Calgary playing Nashville. And I guess it all depends on what you're talking about with the goaltending situation as to who might be the quote-unquote better matchup for the Flames. Kyle says, would you move up Dubé to the Backlund line and move Toffoli down? Dylan says Backlund should be benched. The most disappointing player on the ice, Ruzicka or Carpenter would be better. Come on, Dylan. Backlund's been extremely effective the last couple of weeks. Last 4 or 5 games, Backlund's been solid. That line's coming along. For whatever reason, there's a few players on this team that are easy to dunk on, and I don't understand. I know that Backlund doesn't go around laying out the body, and I know that his offense is slightly down, but he's still been an extremely important defensive shutdown player for the team, and his 2-way driving game has been much better of late. Dylan, I love you. I disagree completely. I think Backlund is going to be one of the most important players come postseason time, and I think he's going to be very good for the team. As for Kyle's question, would I move Dubé up and Toffoli down? As of right now, no. And I know that Toffoli's game has not been as good of late. I understand that, and I think it's fair. However, in saying that, I'm not worried about Toffoli until we get to game 3 or 4 of the postseason, and we're still seeing him not play so well. I still think that Tyler Toffoli is going to be an extremely important part of this team come the postseason, and I'm confident that's going to happen. Brooks says, doesn't matter who they play. In my opinion, they're going to be dangerous going into the playoffs. I agree. Devin says, I think they stack up well against both teams, but could take Dallas in less games. Vincent says, hope to see the Flames and Nashville. Look, in terms of storylines, Dallas, I don't know, Dallas probably gives us more because the last time the Flames played in a playoff series was against the Stars. On the other hand, the last time they played Nashville, 2 fights, huge hits. Milan Lucic flattened Matt Duchene. Duchene slashed Kachuk in the stomach, all that type of stuff. Both series will have good storylines. I'm confident in that. Dylan makes a good point, and this is why I say I only use regular season records a very small extent because, as Dylan says, the Flames swept the Avalanche in 2019, then destroyed the Flames in round one. It's very true. Regular season meetings only mean a slight bit to me. I look at it more from the stance of I just think Nashville's a better team than Dallas, so Nashville scares me a little bit more from a matchup standpoint. Pamela says, I'm just going to unhide the comment. She said "damn," and sometimes the algorithm doesn't like a couple four-letter words. That one's okay. Pamela says, "Best damn game I've seen in years. How much fun was that?" Duncan asks, "Do they give Dustin Wolf a game before the season ends?" No, I don't think so, and I don't think that was ever part of the plan. I think Markstrom will get one of the next two, and then Vladar will get the other one. Just checking in, even when Wolf was recalled, it was never really part of the plan, from my understanding, that Wolf would get in. He's been sent back to Stockton. Markstrom dressed against Nashville, so the emergency conditions came to an end. So, no, I don't believe Wolf will be getting into any NHL action. And besides, Stockton has 2 more games. They want to get Wolf some game action in the American League with his team because Stockton's got a longer stretch of time off because they got the first round bye in that best of 3. Travis says, "I'm starting to really love the third line. I think last game was an excellent one for the boys. They'll be a very tough out." Dylan rebutting on the Backlund side of things. I hope he's going to be good. Just frustrating seeing him miss wide open chances, then coast defensively when a team's driving. Need him to put on his A game come the playoffs. And, I didn't love Backlund and that line as much against Nashville. I'll grant you that. But before that, for 4 or 5 games, I'd really liked that line, and I'd really liked Backlund's driving force on that line. Look, he's going to be important, and I am quite confident in saying that if the Flames are playing, let's say if the Flames are to win 12, 13, 14 games, 10, whatever. You need 8 wins to get to the conference final. So the Flames are to win 8 to 10 games or more in this postseason. And if they have won 8 games and have advanced to the Western Conference final, and who knows if that's going to happen, they got to get out of the damn first round. But if they were to go that deep, I am quite confident that we'll be talking about Michael Backlund being one of the most important reasons why as this team's number 2 center. I'm really confident in saying that. Dylan says Dylan Dubé is becoming Sam Bennett just in time for the playoffs. Look, remember the last time the Flames played in the playoffs, who was one of their best players? Dylan Dubé. He was on that line with Sam Bennett and Milan Lucic against Winnipeg and Dallas in the bubble. So it's been great to see what Dubé has done of late. He has been outstanding. And yeah, I think that the more we see of this from Dylan Dubé, the better. This guy's got a history of being very good come postseason time and come the most important time of the year. Kyle says, "Are you worried about the amount of penalties being taken and how good Nashville's power play is?" I mean, Nashville's power play is good. Philip Forsberg has got an outstanding shot. Roman Josi is an absolute dynamo back there. So Nashville's power play is a worry, without question. However, in saying that, I'm not like I take a look at last night, for instance. I didn't feel like there were a lot of stupid penalties taken, right? Like we'll all take the Milan Lucic running over Matt Duchene penalty all day, every day. And a lot of them, like, it was just a weirdly called game. I didn't get this. Like, there weren't a lot of the really dumb or retaliatory or undisciplined penalties. So, no, the game gets called a little bit differently come the postseason. And so I'm not super worried about the penalties. Maybe I'm being naive. And if you are worried, I get it. Because things change come the postseason, I'm less worried about it. Brooks says Toffoli will be unreal come the playoffs. The second line will be huge for the team. And I do agree on that front. As we continue along, this is Flames Nation Live, and want to point out once again that as we move towards the playoffs, they are less than a week away. We're expecting Tuesday, May 3rd to be game 1 of round 1 against Nashville or Dallas. Get yourself the Flames keyboard on the Apple App Store or Google Play on Android. Go download it. You get your emojis. You get your custom graphics. It is outstanding. A perfect way on social media. A perfect way on your group chats, WhatsApp, iPhone, whatever, iMessage, whatever the case may be. Go download the official Flames keyboard on Google Play or the App Store. All you got to go type in is Flames keyboard. It's by Keymoji. It is very, very cool and perfect in time for the postseason. Just a quick plug for my latest Up at the Nation. I went through, I actually put together 8 year-end regular season awards for the Flames. This one just came out at FlamesNation.ca. Johnny Gaudreau's my MVP. That was tough. Jacob Markstrom, Matthew Tkachuk, Elias Lindholm. All 4 of those guys could have very easily been MVP, but the season Johnny Gaudreau is putting together, ridiculous. I just couldn't. It would have been overthinking it if I didn't go Gaudreau as most valuable player. But who's the best defenseman? That was tough. Who's the breakout player? Who's the best new addition on this team? All up at FlamesNation.ca right now, my latest and the year-end awards. A few more on the live chat right now. Brooke says, think the 4th line is set for the playoffs. Mike says the second power play unit's definitely a pleasant surprise of late. Seems like they've been working on their power play a lot lately. And Duncan asks, will Johnny make 40? I feel like he's trying for it, and the opponents know it. I think he'll get it. I do. I think the Flames will be at a spot to score an empty netter in one of their next 2 games. So there's an opportunity for him to get it. I think Johnny will get to 40. I don't know if I don't think we're going to get the Mika Kiprasov shutout record broken, but but who knows? Maybe by me saying that, that'll change it. Hopefully, because that would be pretty cool. I know that the graphics team at the Calgary Flames have put together the coolest graphic for when if Jacob Markstrom ties Kiprasov's record. But I just want to be able to see him use it. But do I think Johnny will get to 40? Yes, I do think he'll get to 40. Zach says Nashville's a lock for first-round opponent, right? Also, any word on Saros? What's the hockey world saying? So just to reset, Zach, if you're just joining us, on Saros, won't play their final 2 regular season games, and after that, we don't know. As for, is Nashville a lock? By no means are the Predators a lock. In fact, I would say, as I said a little earlier, and I'm just going to go pull up the schedules for each side, but I would say that it's 50-50 as to what we're talking about in that regard. And I only say that because, first of all, the Preds have lost their number 1 goalie for their final 2 regular season games. And, we'll see what David Riddick can bring, but it's not been a great season for the former Flame. The Preds have Colorado and Arizona to wrap, and Dallas has Arizona and Anaheim. So 2 non-playoff teams to wrap for the Stars, and then Colorado and Arizona for Nashville. If the 2 teams are tied in points, Nashville's the 1 seed and they play Calgary. So Dallas has to be ahead in points of the Preds to get the number 1 seed. If they're tied, Nashville, by virtue of regulation wins, gets the tiebreak. So as it stands right now, I say it's 50-50. Dallas has got the slightly easier schedule, and they don't have an injury to their number 1 goalie. But Nashville has the driver's seat because they do hold the tiebreak. But even points with 2 games remaining on both sides, the only 2 teams Calgary can play are Dallas and Nashville. They can't play Vegas, so it's one of those 2 teams. I say it's 50-50. Slight lean, personally, even to me, to Dallas, but we'll see. I think it honestly could go either way, and I think both would be really fun series, and both would be a really, really would be storylines aplenty on both sides. Dylan says Ottinger played amazing last night. He could be their X factor, absolutely, and Ottinger's had a great year. But I will say a healthy Saros scares me more than Jake Ottinger. Again, not by a massive degree, but yeah, I think that the 2 series, there's not a whole lot to choose between how those 2 would go. We'll have so much extended coverage of Flames Nation Live once the postseason begins. We'll try to do it as often as possible. On top of that, lots more before we even get to the postseason. We're expecting Tuesday, May 3rd to be game 1 for the Flames against the Stars or the Preds. That's what we're thinking right now. Not confirmed. We don't even know who they're playing as of yet, and that will affect some of the scheduling. But we do expect the first 2 home games to be next Tuesday and Thursday. Before then, Thursday, Friday in Minnesota and Winnipeg. So we'll probably do another one of these on the weekend getting set. And I would suspect almost certainly we'll do one next Monday with a final setup for game 1 of round 1 for the Calgary Flames. Do you got the fever yet? Are you ready to rock? We're getting close. We're less than a week from game 1 of the postseason. Flames Nation Live has been brought to you, as always, by DoorDash. Go download the app, create the account, and hassle-free DoorDash yourself some dinner tonight or whenever the heck you want to do it. Great stuff on the live chat. Great stuff on the interaction. We'll do it again soon. Thanks for stopping by. 2 more regular season games, and then it's postseason time. Be well, and have yourself a great rest of your Wednesday. It's been Flames Nation Live, brought to you by DoorDash.